down to the Cape of Good Hope, we came across heaps of baboons. Quite a pretty drive, many scenic lookouts. This is the Cape of Good Hope itself. We're actually standing at Cape Point next to the lighthouse. As you can see, it's crawling with tourists. Here we are in sunny Paternoster, beautiful seaside town, very pretty. We just pulled over to take a few photos shortly before crossing into Namibia. Here we are in Namibia, in the desert. We turned in off the bitumen about 50 k's ago. Only seen one car. Fairly sparsely populated, I guess. As you can hear, it's bloody windy. Trees are taking a few photos. We're on our way to AA's Hot Springs. 12 k's from here, 12 k's to the turn off. I'm not exactly sure how far it is. Hopefully have a swim. First swim for the trip. This is the resort at AA's Hot Springs. Just heading over for a swim. The hot springs themselves aren't much to look at. I think they've diverted most of the water elsewhere, probably most of it into this pool. We're leaving AA's now, heading off to Fish River. Heading into Fish River Canyon. We've got about 60 kilometres to go. Fish River Canyon, second largest canyon in the world, second only to the Grand Canyon in America. Quite an amazing view. The camera just doesn't do it justice. There's a 5-day walk down into the canyon and back to AA's Hot Springs. I think it's about 80 k's. Certainly looks pretty rugged. This is the Shark Island campsite. The first campsite we've had since we've been in southern Africa that isn't about at least 60 years old. All the other campgrounds are totally antiquated, but on the positive side, all very clean, which is the most important thing. But this one's clean and also quite modern, and it's right on the beach. It's called Shark Island. The sun's just setting now, and as you can see, we're right in the water. We had a minor drama today. As you can see down there, there's a tyre with a wheel attached, or a wheel with a tyre attached, whichever way you like to look at it, but it's got a big split in the other side, and had a bit of trouble getting it off the rim. We jacked the car up, and not getting it off the rim, sorry, getting it off the hub, this back wheel here, and as you can see, this hub here jams on the wheel. We took all the, well, they're actually not nuts, they're bolts, took the bolts out, and the wheel wouldn't budge, and I got a bar in to try and lever it off the rim, to no avail. We stopped the car, and three huge African guys came over and started kicking it to try and get it off. And I was worried it was going to actually fall off the jack stand, for jack, but it was teetering, but it didn't, and that didn't really work. It was moving, but it wasn't coming off. So the third guy got underneath a rock about the size of a brick, and bashed the shit out of it, and knocked it off. I wouldn't have done that myself. I'd have been worried about the car falling on my head. But we did have a spare wheel under here, but it could still drop quite a bit before it took up on the spare wheel. But anyway, they got it off for us, which is good. And then we went to put the spare wheel back on the tailgate here. Went to put the spare wheel back on here, and these two bolts lined up with the spare wheel, but the top one was half a hole out. So I don't know how that worked, because the spare was on there originally, but the old tyre with the puncture in it, old wheel with the puncture in it, didn't fit. So we've had to put it inside. Anyway, we'll start cooking dinner. But just a glorious campsite here. Probably one of the all-time campsites I've ever had, I think. Maybe I'm overrating it a little bit, but it certainly is pretty good. There's only a couple of other people here too. That makes it even better. I don't know how much it's going to cost, mind you. The caretaker just said go and find a site and he'll sort it out later. But so far the campsites have been quite cheap. Haven't paid any more than $30. Oh no, we did pay $40 at one. Where was that? That was last night at the hot springs. But we paid as little as $21 on the campsite. Mind you, it was a bit average, but had a hot shower. That's the main thing, and it was clean. That's what my first priority in evolution block is it clean. I don't really care how dilapidated it is. It's clean and it's got hot water. That's all I really want. Anyway, time to cook dinner. We didn't have lunch today because we wanted to get here before it got dark, and we made it. But we're very hungry. And I also went all afternoon without having a leak too, which is a first for me. Probably didn't drink enough, but anyway, catch you later. This is Kolmanskop. It's about 15 k's east of Ludertiz. It's an old diamond mining site, and apparently its hospital had the first X-ray machine in the southern hemisphere. Apparently it was mainly used to X-ray workers suspected of trying to smuggle diamonds out of town. This is all that's left of the old iceworks. Obviously it was in the days before houses had refrigerators, just had ice boxes. Some of the buildings have had their rooms restored to their former glory, complete with furniture. Okay, Eric, we need another tyre, mate. Get up here double quick. October 1924. I've read that Kolmanskop in its heyday used to be one of the world's richest towns. It's a bit hard to believe it now. This is how the train used to supply the town's water. Just some of the artefacts collected from around Kolmanskop. It looks like this building might have been the old post office. I'm only guessing that because there's some scales over on the counter. Now that's what I call a light bulb. Some nurses' uniforms and other assorted hospital paraphernalia. Most of the buildings are half full of sand, much like this one. I believe they have to dig them out from time to time to stop them getting totally inundated. Considering their age, I think they're in quite good condition. I guess that's testament to German engineering. Yeah, I've read quite a bit about Kolmanskop, and here we are. I think the wallpaper needs redoing. Actually, I don't know if it's wallpaper or just painted on there. Oh no, it is wallpaper. You can see it peeling off there. Still, it stood the test of time, yeah. This building is a hospital. I'm not sure where they would have sourced the building materials from, but to build the whole town would have been no small feat. This is one of the hospital toilets, and this is looking down the main hallway. The rooms were quite spacious. I guess they were wards, but certainly quite sizable. Mind you, looks like the floor could use a bit of a sweep. I think this was the accountant's house. I believe this is the doctor's house. Not too sure about that. This view from upstairs just shows you the desolation of the place. Very arid, very dry. This, I think, is a social club, complete with bar and 2 9-pin bowling alleys. The bowling ball return chutes still work to this day, with typical German precision. Heading back east from Ludertiz. This is Namibia. We're about 50 k's east of Ludertiz. Just been to Kolmanskop, the abandoned diamond mine site, or village, whatever you like to call it. It's pretty interesting. Teresa's checking the map there, see where we're going. Not sure why, there's only one road. Anyway, time to get back on the road. We're about 50 k's from house. We're hoping to get a new tyre there for the spare wheel. Don't fancy my chances. I think we might have to go all the way into Windhoek, which is about probably 300 or 400 k's out of our way, but anyway, see what happens. We're now in the sandhills at Cesarium. Come on, you old chook. So what do you think, Teresa?
awesome.
You a bit exhausted?
Exhausted. Going up sand dunes, yes.
Well, I'm about halfway up Dune 45. I'm not going to go all the way to the top. Teresa's working down the bottom there. I don't know if you can see her. She's in the shadow. We've got a blue top on down there, just at the low section of that little sand spine. The sand's about the same consistency as the sand in the Simpson Desert and in much of inland Australia, but certainly the dunes here are a lot steeper. It's amazing how they can actually be so steep without having a sandslide. This is Dead Valley. It's hard to believe that these trees ever actually grew. It's amazingly desolate. This is what I'd call a proper desert, not like the deserts of Australia. Hey Teresa, you wouldn't want to be out here on a 40-degree day, yeah? It's amazingly quiet as well. This whole area is known as the Sausage, and I've got to admit it took me half the trip to get my tongue around it and get the pronunciation right, but I got there in the end. We aired down the tyres on the van and handled the sand pretty well, but it was nowhere near as deep as I expected it to be. This is down on the foreshore at Walvis Bay on a drizzly Sunday morning, and a day later we're little more than a stone's throw from the Spitzkop, the tallest mountain in Namibia. Like most roads in Africa, it's lined with street stalls selling all manner of items, anything from handicrafts to live animals and everything in between. A couple of days later we arrived at Etosha National Park, and we probably saw more animals there than we did in the rest of Africa. I think these are Wilderbeast, and it looks like some of them are getting a bit agitated. Did he eat that bit of cheese in the end? No, he didn't. Hey? How you going there, hey? Pretty friendly, aren't you? Where's your mate? Hmm? Where's your mate? Hey? Probably prefer the biscuit than the...
Well, we don't know how to feed them.
I know.
Paul.
I know.
Paul?
I'm not feeding him. I'm not feeding him. Like your whiskers, yeah? Pretty cool dudes, aren't they? Yeah? These oryx horns are amazing, but oryx steaks are even more amazing. They're heading down to the Okakujo waterhole along with a host of other animals. It's been quite a hot day, probably 35, 36 degrees, and I'm sure they're all quite thirsty. This particular waterhole is right next to the campground, and there's a fence between the waterhole and the campground and a row of seats, and there's even spotlights so you can see animals at night. Quite a good setup. Like I said, this waterhole is adjacent to the Okakujo Resort. That's the main resort in the park. It also houses the administration centre, and we stayed there for a couple of days. Quite a nice restaurant and an excellent swimming pool. Really good place to hang out in between our wildlife viewing.
Not too sure about this bit.
The morning after we shot this, I got up at I think 5 o'clock in the morning and came down to the waterhole and saw 4 lions move in for a drink, but unfortunately it was way too dark to get any footage. It looks like a few dozen more elephants are coming to join the party. Really? It's a wonder that there'd be any water left in the waterhole after all these guys have had a drink. And that's another thing. I hope this dude here knows not to piss in the pool. I think this is the Riet Fontaine waterhole, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But it certainly is a hive of activity. Salt pan at Etosha National Park, just on our way out, heading east, heading to Botswana. What do you think, Teresa? A bit like Lake Eyre, but not as flat, eh? Can't believe how uneven it is. Van's going really well so far. Teresa, how was your first night in Botswana?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty cool place, eh?
Very cool place. They call it the Guernsey's Trailblazer campsite.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, a bit quirky.
It is.
But nice.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Yep. There's the mighty happy campervan out there. Needs a bit of a wash. I'll get to it at some stage. I think we're pretty much off most of the dirt roads now, but not too sure. Yeah, this Trailblazer campsite. It's a very nice campsite, but I don't think I'll be going for a swim today. There's a wave. We organised a boat trip into the Okavango Delta, and after a few k's had to pull over at a sort of a staging point to pick up a guide, and I think the tour operator had to pay some money to get into the actual reserve. What do you think so far, Teresa? Pretty good?
TOR receptor energy 32 or in a delta. Yeah, plate number out I got on the side US gate.
We decided on the powerboat option as opposed to a more traditional Makoro because we cover a lot more ground and hopefully see a lot more animals. Smile! How much would a...
Keep on taking the picture first.
Yeah. Another one. Yeah. Get some photos? You sure? Got some good ones? We really lucked out with the weather. Not a breath of wind. Absolute cracker day. Yeah. Warthogs. Yeah. Looks like Teresa's having a good time. Just driving down the road in Botswana, and quite a few elephants about, so we'd stop and say good day. How you going, fellas? Oh, don't be scared. Don't be scared. No, don't be scared. It's okay. Hey, hey, don't be scared. It's cool. It's cool. Wow. That's a lot of noise, yeah? That's a lot of noise. Hey. I was going to give you an apple, but I've changed my mind now. Going to feed him some apples, but maybe not. There's one over the other side of the road. I'll see if he's friendly or not. This guy's hanging out under a tree. Go and check him out. How you doing? Yeah? Hey, hey big fella. He doesn't like me getting too close. I thought they're actually a lot more friendly than that, but he's definitely going to have a go if I get any closer than this. The van's just had a wash. Paid 75 pula this morning, and the van's really come off a treat. It was pretty dirty before. Don't want to get too much closer than this. He trumpeted a bit before, got a bit aggressive. That's your average common garden variety of Botswanian elephant. Look at the slug on that guy. Far out. Look at it. Oh, look at that Teresa. Look at his dick. Fuck. What a slug, eh?
Yes,
wow. Look at that. Far out. It's just about touching the ground. Holy dooly. I'm sure as hell not going over there. He's horny as hell. It's raining, Teresa. Yeah?
Raining.
expect there to be so much spray this time of year when there's not so much water coming out of it. It's quite amazing. Where are you going? Hey? A little bit more water coming over the cliffs of Jim Falls, remember? In Kakadu? Yeah. I could have pissed at the top of Jim Falls and more water would be coming over. Yeah. Totally amazing.
Spectacular.
I think this road bridge was constructed in 1907. Quite an amazing feat considering the depth of the canyon. A couple of days ago we crossed over the bridge into Zambia and staying at quite a nice camping area, just relaxing by the pool, taking it easy.
I hope you don't fall over. Hope you don't fall over. You're going well. How do you do that? How do you get the timber up so high, the wood? How do you get the wood up so high? Must be very tricky. Yeah. How you going? How you doing? Hello. Okay, it's breakfast time. We're at Monkey Bay on Lake Malawi, and not a bad campsite. $5 a night. It's about $7.50 Australian, and as you can see, we're pretty much right on the water. Just behind that old junk there is the restaurant and bar and reception, and there's a few tents for backpackers and some various chalets and whatnot for people to stay in, but I think we're the only people here at the moment. There might be some people in the chalets, but certainly we're the only people camping, and a bit breezy, but apart from that, really good. It's quite windy this morning. We were thinking about going out on a boat, but it's a bit windy for that, though I can't see a boat out there on the horizon, but it looks a bit choppy for us, so we're going to drive around to Cape McLear, have a look at that, which is where we go on the boat trip anyway, and then come back and take it easy this afternoon and have a meal in the restaurant tonight. The prices are pretty cheap. It's about $8 or $9 for a main course, so that's Australian dollars, can't complain about that. The water temperature is 27 degrees. Going to go for a swim this arvo.
This is around at Cape McLear. Beautiful clear water, a nice sandy beach. We went for a swim here as well.
What do you think, Teresa? Very nice, isn't it? Yeah, beautiful. What do you say? Pretty nice beach, hey? Nice fresh water, yeah?
Very nice.
Yeah.
And cool.
It never ceases to amaze me what can be carried on a bicycle.
Now in southern Malawi, probably the last night we'll spend in Malawi before heading into Mozambique. You want money? Okay. 100 kwacha. Yeah? You speak English? No? I'll get you 100 kwacha, yeah? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. It's coming, okay?
I don't understand. Huh? Okay. Yeah. Okay. How are you going?
That man is not prepared to take the picture.
She doesn't want me to. Okay.
So
No.
not that man. Only 100.
That woman. That woman.
So, no.
Yeah.
You take picture from women.
Yeah.
Then to give 1,000.
1,000, not 100.
Not 100.
Oh. Okay, I can do that. I can do it. Nice spot for a picnic, Teresa. Yeah. Looks like a nice camping spot over there on the other side too. I don't know if you can access that or not. Looks like there might be a track there, but who knows.
Like it the first day.
Just getting the tyres aired up at Kruger. Been out in the National Park and over there are the tyres and drove them a bit corrugated. Yeah, must be market day. Where is he? Oh, okay. Right there. Just going in to have a haircut. Anyway, just sit back in the chair and just do a bit of a pan around the shop. And
That bed?
yeah.
How's it going?
Good. Hi. Teresa, what do you think? Do you like my new haircut? Yeah?
Yeah.
Not too bad, hey? Look even better looking than before, if that's possible.
Did you take it before?
This is the van we hired from Happy Campers. A little bit dusty at the moment, but was a lot more dirty a couple of weeks ago after travelling through the dirt roads of Namibia. I think it's got a 2 litre diesel motor, certainly very economical, probably get about 9 litres per 100 k's, which is pretty good. We put our bags on the front seat when we're sleeping in the back. There's the setup of our camp chairs. Here we've got our little toilet. We bought that from Australia. I only used it once because we've been in campgrounds most of the time. Also bought our little strip light here. A bit of illumination when we're cooking at night in the dark. Gas stove here, little single burner stove with the replacement low pressure gas bottles. Not a fan of the system, but that's what we've got. And a little sink, which is also a bit useless. It's too hard to, or too small to wash dishes in, but we use it for filling up our water bottles and stuff. And then we've got these drawers here, various bits and pieces. Frying pan, kettle or a saucepan. The drawers are a little bit small to be of much use. They're a little bit larger. You fit a lot more in, but it's the way it is. I bought this bowl for doing washing up rather than using the sink. Keep the laptop behind there and spare gas bottles, our food box. Could do with a bit of a top up. It's a little hermetic fridge, not too bad, probably about 40 litres I suppose. No freezer, but does the job. Reasonably good. When it gets over about 35 degrees, I've noticed the temperature rises a little bit. We had it set on 2 degrees and it's over 35, it won't go below 5 degrees, so I've turned it down to 1 degree now to resolve that problem. But it isn't quite as warm as what it was probably a couple of weeks ago when we were in Zimbabwe and Zambia. A little rack up here. Bit of other storage, got our Ugg boots in there and another little compartment down in there which you can access when the bed's laid down. The bed folds forward quite easily, just move this red lever here, pull it forward, and jump on it like that, and then pull the bedding forward, and you got a reasonably comfortable bed, but it is a bit on the narrow side. Those cupboards at the back there, if they were another 100mm narrower, it would just give you a little bit more space. It's a bit squeezy, but not too bad. Around the back we've got the spare wheel mounted up there. Doesn't, as you can see, the bolt holes don't line up properly, and when you put the one of the original wheels, the aluminium wheels on there, they don't actually fit. When we get a puncher, we have to put the wheel inside the car, which would not fit. Bit of storage here for the jack and a few tools, bits and pieces, and we put our camp chairs and table under there when we're travelling. fly screen here. It's showing a bit of wear now, but I put that on when we were in Victoria Falls. We got absolutely eaten by mosquitoes. And, although the governor at the camper said you don't need insect streams, so I don't think he's been that far north to experience the intensity of the mosquitoes. So we'll remove that before we return the van. Do a bit of a clean up. Here's our water tank. Holds about 25 litres when it's really full. And you can also access these drawers, which is good from the side. So they just lift out again, which is pretty good. That's about it, I think. Got a supply of biscuits in the door here. Automatic. Oh, well, not too bad though. Good little van. Very cosy. Up on the roof we've got some solar panels, or a solar panel. And underneath the fridge there's two batteries, two AGM batteries. Which seem to run the fridge okay. That's about it. This is where we're camping in Inhassoro, the Goodie campground. It's quite a goodie, right on the beach. What do you think of this campsite, Teresa?
It's nice.
Very nice.
It's beautiful. It's relaxing.
Fishing nets on the beach. Seem to catch quite a few fish here. I caught some fish from one of the locals last night and had it for dinner. Made a fish curry, it was yummy. Ouch! Hitting my head everywhere I go. Never mind. Maybe it was made for pygmies. It's a very nice beach. I went for a swim this morning. Water's not super warm, but certainly not cold. Very pleasant. Could stay in there all day if you wanted, no problems at all. I've totally lost count of the number of times we've been stopped by the police or the military to check our passport, driver's license, our import papers for the van, or any number of other things, or simply just to stop you just to try and get money out of you to buy drinks or whatever, or food. Always on the take. Corrupt as buggery, but that's how it is in Africa. Yeah, isn't it? Beach by backpackers. We arrived here quite early in the morning, probably 9:30, quarter to 10. A bit early to make camp, but such a beautiful spot. Couldn't resist staying here. We're going to work out our schedule tonight and see how we go, but it's just worth spending an extra day here because it's just so nice. What's the water like, mate?
Nice.
You're not even wet yet, how do you know?
I went in the water.
Did you? You look pretty dry. Look pretty dry to me. The water's not bad. The water's pretty shallow, but it's very nice. Very refreshing. Not a bad spot at all. There's a restaurant and a bar up in the camping area. I think we'll have lunch there today, probably dinner as well. Have a
relaxing day. Well, here we are in sunny Mozambique. Cracker of a day, not a breath of wind. Water's bloody beautiful. Certainly beats banging in nails for a living, I can tell you that. After this we're heading down to Tofu Beach. That's probably another half a day's drive, maybe 6 hours. And we may stay there for a night and then head inland into Kruger National Park and then back down the coast, east coast of South Africa and back to Cape Town. So we've got to leave in well, 15 days really, Monday, Sunday today, and leave Monday in 2 weeks' time. So 15 days, but we want to drop the van back the day before because the rental place doesn't open till 8 o'clock and we've got to be on the plane at I think 10:45. Doesn't give us much time to check the van in and get to the airport. So we're going to drop the van in the night before, spend a night in an airport hotel and have a bit of a sleep in and reflect on our trip, and then fly home for the rather boring 40 hours and 3 stops I think it is. Not really looking forward to that, but it's all part of it. What do you think of sunny Mozambique, Teresa?
Good. I like it. So peaceful.
Fantastic. Can't beat this. Perfect temperature. It's probably 26, 27 degrees. Water's nice and warm. Very pleasant indeed. Mozambique rocks. Well, we finally made it to Kruger National Park. He's a horny bastard, yeah. What do you reckon? No, no.
Here they will come. Oh, they're all behind me.
Relax. Relax, Fraser, relax.
Elephants behind us.
Yeah.
No. He's domineering me. Oh, let's go, please. Oh, can we go, please?
Can we go forwards?
No, go that way.
Go backwards?
No.
Go backwards?
Oh, please.
I'm probably getting reverse, mate.
I'm so sorry. I've never been so frightened in my life.
Really? Should we try and go around him, you think?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know.
What's wrong, Teresa? What's wrong? He's miles away. He's miles away. He was just about touching the car before. What are you worried about? Am I not worried? I was a little bit worried there. Thought he was gonna. If it was my car, I wouldn't be fazed, but it's a rental car and I don't want to tusk through the windscreen.
He was just right in front of my face.
Shall I try and go around him?
Can we go back?
Go back a bit more?
Yeah, just go back.
Okay. Where's those other elephants are gone, yeah?
They've gone. Can we go back, please?
He just had a piss. He just had a piss trailer.
Oh, can we go back?
We're going back. Relax, we're going back.
Just go back, please. Just keep going back. Go back, please.
Should we go around him?
Oh, I don't know. Just go back for a minute. No. Oh, can we go back?
Okay.
Can we go back?
Okay, we're going back. Relax. Just chill.
Can we go back, please? We can't go around him, we just have to go back.
Got a bit of snot coming out of his nose. You, Teresa, chill. Just chill, okay?
I just want to go back. I just want to go back. We've seen enough.
Yeah, well, we got up this road here. Boom patrol. Cruger, who's this from actually?
I suppose these giraffes do run if they're threatened. It seems to me like they're all on Valium. Mind you, they're pretty cool dudes all the same.
Just chill. Talk here for us to see some close-up wildlife, and you want to drive away. How you going, big fella? Hey, where you going? I'm glad Mum's not watching me do this. She'd have a fit. What do you think, Teresa? She'd be spinning out, wouldn't she?
Oh, she would.
Come on, you lazy buggers, get up. You can't just lay on the road and have sex all day. Yeah. That was quick. That was totally awesome. What do you reckon, Teresa? Yeah?
I thought it was good.
Yeah. This is our campsite for the night. Just camping back over here about 100 metres, nice green grass. Not a bad spot. A little bit cool to go for a swim. It was 32 degrees this morning, but it's dropped down to about 24 I think. It was about 10 minutes ago. And the water's probably freezing, but very nice pool all the same. What do you think, Teresa? You're in awe? Here we're at Viewpoint, along with all the other tourists.